Let's make lemonade. Okay. Let's go to work.
That's the signal. Go, 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 go. It's beautiful. Mother Nature just pissed her pants, dude.
Wake up and hit the ground running. It's The Rush, presented by Willis Auto, with Travis Justice and Ross Peterson bringing you raw, unfiltered, and unapologetic talk about sports, life, and everything else that matters. No filtered, no fluff, just The Rush.
Happy Friday, everybody. Welcome to The Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive and Willis Chevrolet of Granger. Get 0% for 5 years on eligible 2026 Silverados, or drive home the popular Trax with 2.9% financing or lease for as low as $299 a month. If you are listening, and start your buying journey, by the way, at willisauto.com. If you're listening on the audio stream at therushradio.com, the Rush Radio Android app, or the TuneIn app, thank you so much. Watching on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. Give this video a like. You know the routine. Leave your comments in the comment section. You can call the show at 515-517-2303 and follow us on our social media channels. Can I bring up social media real quick, Ross? It's kind of weird.
Yes, you can.
You know, we're on TikTok, and if you guys are on TikTok, follow us on TikTok. Just search the Rush with Travis and Ross. It's weird with videos. I don't know the algorithm. I don't try to. All I do is post stuff, right? And if it hits, it hits. And I mentioned that Caitlin Clark video that we did talking about her and Olivia Miles did really, really well. It's
and
like
then you asked me if I'd start watching the WNBA so we could talk more about it, which I'm ignoring, by the way.
The weird thing is that has like 27,000 views. Now, in the TikTok world, that's not a lot, but for us, that's a lot, right? The Major League Baseball 300 batting thing has like 34,000 views now. I never would have thought. It's weird what hits and what does not hit.
Trav, I posted a video at my buddy's at Monsterama, the arcade bar restaurant on the South Side.
Yeah,
in like April. I'm there with Bill Blank and Jeff Klein, and we're having fun. I'm like, I'm going to post a video and tell, because a lot of people don't know about this place. It's in the thousands of views, where in every couple of days I get a comment on it. It was in April. So I don't get it. It's a weird game that the internet plays.
It really is.
Hey, I want to ask, speaking of weird games the internet plays, at the beginning, very beginning of the show, the big voice guy is talking, and he's like, they're coming at you with their opinions, or whatever he says. It's The Rush with Travis, and you jump in before he finishes.
I did?
In my ear, the last couple of days, it's happened a few times. And I'm trying to figure out technically, because I know you're not jumping in before you hear it end. So I'm wondering if how I'm hearing it differently than you are. It's like on a delay, like the voice is like on a delay to me. So I'm wondering if people in the chat, when Travis started the show this morning, did he interrupt the big voice guy at the very end of the show? I'm curious if I heard the same thing they do, or if that happens.
That's weird.
Every once in a great while. It's always odd to me. I'm like, what the hell's going on?
But now there's no delay between us now, which is really weird.
Yeah.
Maybe you just have a delayed brain reaction.
That explains a lot.
Yeah. We were driving home from Tyler Childers the other night, and we were talking about data centers, right? And I'm like, they're eyesores, their power sucks, they drain the energy. They go, and Owen, just in the back seat, the backseat driver goes, "Well, Dad, if you wouldn't need those data centers if you needed that big voice AI guy." I go, "Oh, you're right." I go, "Okay, let's write some new ones." I go, "Owen, I'll even let you be the big voice guy." I go, "You can voice him and be the big voice guy." But he's got a smart ass answer for everything, which I appreciate. Yeah, I saw you went fishing last night. Did you bring out the hard truth rods to get them ready for your trip?
I did. No, the walleye rods have stayed in the case.
Okay,
they're going to be busted out in Canada. The bass rod I did take out again last night though, and caught a little bluegill. That's all I had. But
dude, what lake is it? With a pond or was it a lake? Because the sunset you sent me was tremendous. I could see beautiful? Where that. Let me use the word tranquil. You're like, oh,
that's a great word for last night. Great word for it. Doesn't have a name, Travis. It's an old gravel pit that's next to the river. So it's filled with all sorts of fish from the river. Like my buddy caught a gar last night, which are gross. I'd hooked into one, luckily got rid of it. So you
That's
get all
like a dinosaur, isn't it? I mean,
they look like a snake.
Ugh.
And I hate snakes. I hate snakes.
Do garter snakes scare you? Because they scare me.
All snakes.
Yes.
There is no chihuahua of the snake world. There's no snake that I'm like, oh, it's cute. No, they're all awful. I even like have to take a beat when I find out somebody likes snakes. My first instinct is like, ugh. I'm like, oh, it's just their preference. Stop being I don't like snakes at all. And I don't like anything that looks like a snake. And a gar looks like a snake.
Yeah, I've only seen one. Owen caught one in I think it was a gravel pit as well. And I'm like, what is that? That's nasty.
The
dinosaur.
There's one in Minnesota. Oh, it's in the... It is in the tip of my tongue. Tula. There's one in Minnesota that's like an eel. That when you catch it, it can literally wrap around your arm like a snake.
Ugh.
God, why can't I think of the name of that gross, nasty thing? Anyway. It was not Jason. Jason knows the east side. Jason asked if it was Pickle Farm Beach. Pickle Farm Beach was an old so I think what these are oxbow lakes. But the one I was searching out last night, I know was a gravel pit. I think Pickle Farm at one point was maybe a gravel pit, might be an oxbow lake where it's one where it's so close to the river that as the river meanders, it leaves these pockets of rivers. It's a lot like Clearwater. Is Clearwater the one where not Clearwater? What's the one where the group has the strip club out in West Des Moines? Is that Clearwater?
I'm unfamiliar with strip clubs.
There was
in the Des Moines area
club called Beach Girls out in West Des Moines. Maybe it's still there. And it was on a lake a lot like Pickle Farm. These little pockets next to the river. But Pickle Farm for a long time was like a beach. It was cleaned up. You could go there and there was a concession stand and you'd swim. They had there was a family that did like trick skiing. You know what I mean, Travis? They jumped and did ski tricks. And they owned the lake, and then they had like a little course there on the lake, and they would drive on the lake, and the kid would do ski tricks.
Wow, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Eel pout. Yeah. Thank you, Bill. Bill got it right. Eel pout is the name of that fish. That's stupid, nasty,
ugly.
Yeah, Todd knows nasty, too. Fleming's.
Nice. We had our Scareway Cancer Boo Brew last night, which is a friend raiser, not a fundraiser, but it's free. All you do is.
Did you just say friend raiser?
I did. It's a friend raiser, not a fundraiser. Though I asked for money a lot last night. I was emceeing it. We did a Stein holding contest. We had a band called the Polka Police, which was pretty interesting. But it's a free event. You come, all the beer is free. But then we have games and stuff like that. But I was running on 2 hours sleep. I got home at 8:45. I got in bed. I fell asleep probably instantaneously, and I woke up when the alarm. I never got to my alarm today.
Wow.
So the fact that I was running on like zero gas.
Just physically, you look like you're more tired today than you did yesterday.
I might be.
You must have had an adrenaline rush yesterday morning.
I think I needed one. I needed to give myself a shot of adrenaline. And the week, it's been kind of a long week, so I'm actually glad it's Friday. But here's a deep tease for everybody listening to the show right now. Coming up on Monday at 7:30, Nick Nurse, head coach of the Philadelphia 76ers, is going to be joining us. Now, Nick's coming back to Iowa in early August for his Nick Nurse Foundation event at Carroll National Golf Club. And there's going to be some bands there and stuff like that. But there's a lot to talk to Nick about. First of all, his event. But let's not forget, They're going after LeBron James in Philadelphia, and he probably won't give too much. But what is that whole process like to go after LeBron James? Right?
Maybe what if Nick Nurse breaks the news that LeBron?
Well, LeBron's going to break the news. Nick's not going to break
so?
that news.
You think so?
Yeah.
I woke up this morning and it was one of the top things was LeBron. Let me get it right. I want to make sure I get this headline the right way. I'm going to screw it up here. Give me 1 second. I'm sorry.
I think I know the one you're talking about too.
LeBron James not ready to reveal next team, but it will be fun. That's an ESPN headline. LeBron James not ready to reveal next team, but it will be fun.
How does the reveal become fun? I mean,
how does LeBron I think I kind of like that this is the way it is, that the player is going to be the first to know. But it just seems odd to me. He's a completely different beast.
But I think it almost demonstrates he could still be the face of the NBA, right? I mean, here he is at 42 years old, still commands this much attention. You've got the Heat wanting. I mean, Pat Riley and Giannis made a plea for him yesterday. I mean, you have people going after him. It shows you, even at his age, they're like, yeah, we want you. We want you. He's probably still the most powerful guy in the NBA.
That's where my brain got stuck when you said he's still the face of the NBA. SGA's won back-to-back MVPs, I think. If the two guys walked into a room, the attention would be 100-0. Is LeBron James still the face of the NBA? Dude, I hadn't thought about it. I mean, that's a moving target. I think that's
fair.
Yeah, every year there's a couple of guys that jump up. Wemby probably right now would be in that conversation. I just think it's funny that it's almost like it's
history repeating itself. You know, here we go again.
Like LeBron's just sitting back. Which place can be the most fun? Where can I reveal that I'm going to go?
Speaking of history repeating itself, this is probably a much deeper conversation. Marty Terrell was found guilty yesterday of 11 counts of mail fraud, defrauding 4 people out of $1.5 million. This scumbag has already served 41 months in prison because he was found guilty on one count of mail fraud several years ago, defrauding people out of $1.4 million, where he was forced to, serve prison and then pay restitution of that $1.4 million. Well, Marty Terrell didn't have $1.4 million. Where did you think he was going to get $1.4 million to pay back? He went back to his old ways. Ross, I guess my question is, fool me once, shame on me. Fool me, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Right? Is that the way the saying goes?
Yeah, but I don't think that applies to this.
Okay. It's not like people didn't know who this guy was and what he did.
Travis, not everybody knew. You don't know all the criminals in Iowa.
That's fair.
You don't know all the people that have run scams in Omaha. People that you don't do the due diligence. You get scammed. You get a deal that's too good to be true, and you think, my ship finally came in. Finally, a guy that walked in the door and wants to let me be a part of making some of the money. Cool. And you don't Google him, you don't look him up, and people don't listen to AM talk radio, so they don't know, and they don't watch the sports section of TV. They know who Keith Murphy is, but they don't watch him because they're not sports people. Because when Ed Wilson's done, they go to bed or whatever, right? I mean, people are not as tuned in as you think they are, man. And it's not the victim's fault. The only time that I say it's the victim's fault is when situations like this arise. You do find out that there were a lot of people that knew that didn't say anything because they were afraid. They were embarrassed. I think
they're
is probably a better
ashamed.
word. They're ashamed. They're embarrassed to say, I got taken advantage of. I got greedy. I didn't see a con man coming. I've always been good with my money, and I got taken for a lot. And it's hard. It is hard to stand up and say, "Hey, I got swindled by a guy." A guy that once you say it, a lot of people have the reaction you did. By that guy? You went on a date with Ted Bundy?
And to validate your point of not everybody knows, David goes, "Who's Marty Terrell?" Well, a quick just for you, David, is that he's a former Central Iowa sports radio host who defrauded people out of money through a ticket scheme. And a lot of people got hurt by this. And we're not talking, I'm not saying 100,000 is silly or is nothing money. We're talking 1.4 and now $1.5 million. And I don't care how much money you have, you get that stolen from you, you get pretty upset. From
mostly locally owned, small, family-run businesses. Our buddy Chris Shipley just popped into that thing, okay? Just popped into the chat.
I'll put it up.
Oh, yeah. What does he say there? My dad wasn't afraid and screamed to everyone every time. Chris's dad, and I'll go by memory here, so I'll probably step out of my lane a little, hit him in the weeds. Chris's dad owned some sort of, I believe, computer repair shop. Small, locally owned, family-owned and operated. Okay, Chris's dad did not have a lot of money, but he's got a small marketing budget. And a guy walks in the door one day and says, "Hey, I'm starting this thing called Sports Talk Radio. It's going to be huge in Des Moines," because that's what Marty was. Marty was the guy that started. He was the first guy to convince a program director in Central Iowa to go to Sports Talk Radio. Now, his act was a 100% rip-off hack act of Mike. Is it Mad Dog Russo? Is that the guy's name? I mean, like verbatim. He stole his cadence. He stole his tone. He stole his verbiage. He stole his opening theme to his show, note for note and word for word. He was an absolute hack. But he was the guy that brought Sports Talk Radio to Des Moines, and pretending to be one of the greats from New York City. People in Des Moines didn't know. People know we had no idea who Mike Mad Dog Russo was. There might have been 15 people in Des Moines that knew that name. So he could get away with it. And even people that knew, some of those thought, "Oh, he sounds a lot like that guy from New York." They didn't know he was just imitating it. He was doing an absolute Rich Little. He was impersonating another human being. And then he walks into a place like Chris Shipley's dad's house or office. And he says, "I got this great opportunity for you." I believe for Chris's dad, it was, do you like boxing? Do you like Mike Tyson? You want to go to the Tyson Holyfield fight in Vegas? I got a great deal for you. Just give me money. And Chris and his dad ended up flying to Vegas. And Chris, you could call in if you want, man. I hate to share this story. I'm probably screwing up details here. Chris and his dad ended up flying to Las Vegas, and Marty never answered their phone calls. He told him basically, "You guys get yourself to Vegas. Once you get there, I got everything taken care of." And then when they got back to Des Moines, after, can you imagine being at the arena? This guy's supposed to be answering your phone call to get you your tickets that you paid for, and he's not answering his call, and the fight's happening.
That's crazy.
It's crazy. And that's one of dozens of stories of what this guy did. Did you ever see and I wondered, this is going to be a deep pull. He was on the Dan Patrick show one time.
Are you serious?
Swear to God. I will try to find this video. I've tried to find it in the past when I brought this up to people. It's what I'm about to describe is going to sound unbelievable. I swear to God this happened. Dan Patrick, it's the Cubs World Series. Dan Patrick sends Seton out into Sheffield Avenue, which is a parade. It's a party. It's Mardi Gras. And he's interviewing people, okay? And in the crowd, out of the crowd, steps this dude wearing a black trench coat and a Burberry scarf. Trademark Marty. his Burberry scarf. And they're blown away to find out that there's just some random dude. I'm not making this up. There's just some random dude in the audience that they just ran into who has 10 tickets to the World Series. And Marty literally like does the old opens the coat. He's got you're watching this from Des Moines, Iowa, like, no way. No way. I wouldn't be surprised if this thing got played in court at some point.
515-517-2303. You asked him to call, and he does, from Three Beards Media, our good friend Chris Shipley. Chris, I'm sure this brings up bad memories every time it comes up. It's probably PTSD, but I have a feeling that Marty's going to go away a lot longer this time than 41 months.
Yeah, he needs to go away for a long time. First of all, I appreciate you guys giving me an opportunity to talk about my dad. It's always a bittersweet thing, but yeah. So real quick, and I know I'll be cognizant of you guys this time, but it started off with us doing some advertising on the Jock, and then he would come in every week, and with his bombastic attitude and things like that, and he offered us a chance to do some live remotes and some live advertising while we went to the Tyson Holyfield fight. And so when we flew out there, you started to see some, well, before that, as we were leading up to that, he had also talked to my dad about doing some Super Bowl package tickets on the side. Marty would buy these Super Bowl travel packages, and then my dad would invest in it, and then they would sell them later on and make money. My dad was, an East Side guy, 8th grade education, hustled his entire life. Yeah, let's make some money. So we wrote a check for almost $25,000. Now, for a small business in 1997,
that's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money. So, and frankly, I'm not sure. I don't know where my dad got $25,000.
Yeah, it's all the money.
Anyway, right. So we go to Vegas, fly out for the Tyson Holyfield fight. We're leading up. Pretty soon, we're not doing these remotes. We're not doing these advertising. And Dad's like, he would text him and be like, hey, what's going on? He's like, oh, we'll get it set up. We're going to set up right before the fight in the MGM Grand. Meet me in the lobby at 5 o'clock, and we'll go. Well, we get to the night of the fight. We get to the MGM Grand. There's no Marty. Nowhere. We scoured that casino for an hour. He wouldn't answer a call, wouldn't answer his text. My dad is livid. And we're flying out the next morning. We were there. Me and my brother-in-law were there walking around when he bit and all that stuff went down in the middle of we were all there because we were still looking for Marty. So we get to the airport the next day, and my dad decides to take an earlier flight. And he looks at me and he goes, "You tell that son of a bitch when he shows up here, he better call me when he gets into Des Moines." Well, sure enough, he was on the same flight as me. So he come walking up, and I walked right up to him, and he goes, and he says to me, "What happened to you guys? I couldn't find you anywhere." Oh, you mother. Oh, I forgot I can cuss on your guys' show, right?
Yeah, you can say it.
Yeah, you motherfucker. And I was like, I don't want to hear your bullshit. You just better call my dad when you get back into town. We get in town, he doesn't return any phone calls. So at that point, we're out, not only the remote, we're out $25,000. So Dad finally finds a lawyer, sues him. I think we got in settlement $11,000.
Jesus.
Now minus the lawyer's third, right?
Wow.
Dude, it was downhill from there for my dad's small business. Downhill from there. He maybe lasted another 4 years. And those 4 years was me not taking a steady paycheck, Dad not taking a steady paycheck. Like, you guys have seen small businesses. You can't, you're running on a thin margin as it is. After that, my dad closed the business.
And I love that Chris shared this.
And
with
this was in 1997.
Yes.
It was in 1997. And I would love to find, if I need somebody at the Des Moines Register, Tom Witowski wrote a scathing article.
Tom Witowski. Wow. Good writer.
Dad showed him checks and everything else. Dad was, he went on Channel 13 when they did one of those exposés. He was one of the first ones to expose him. So I'm with you, Ross. Like, I don't think everybody knows it's been so long, but also that's what's angry is the people that did get taken were so embarrassed that they don't fuck
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
What am I,
because Chris, here's the deal. Most of the people that Marty took, he took a lot of people like your dad, but most of them that he took were big fish. So
Yes.
he would deliver. He would make these promises like Chris just laid out.
Yes.
He would make these promises to like 9 or 10 different businesses. And then he would do this formula in his head. And I'm just guessing on this part. Because after watching it play out over the years, which one of these, because he had the package. He had one of those packages, the tickets, the media stuff. He had all of it. He would decide which one of these 10 is going to cause me the most problems and which one has the biggest influence. I'm going to give it to that one. And then that one comes back and tells his sphere of influence, man, Marty's the real deal. Marty delivered on all of this stuff. And then you've got a bunch of Chris's dads running around and people go, you're just sour grapes because you're not a big fish.
Right. Listen, and you said something earlier, Ross, and I'm pretty honest about my dad, right? My dad grew up, never had a dime to his life. So when there was an opportunity for him to get rich, and I don't mean that in a bad way, but
no, you
it was
think
hard for him not to see that. You know what I mean?
You think this is my moment.
He wanted to improve his family, and he wanted, so a little bit, I think, of greed oversaw some of his common sense.
And that happens.
You know what I mean? And that's hurtful for me to admit about my own dad, but it's the truth. But Marty would try on people like that.
Yes, exactly right. And remember, Chris, he got this scam up to the point where he was working over big organizations, huge dealerships.
Yeah. I mean, in simplest terms, it was a Ponzi scheme, right? I mean,
essentially.
Yeah. You know why everybody fell for it? Because he was good at it.
Yes.
You know why everybody listens to your guys' show? Because you're good at it. That's, you know what I'm saying? The guy wasn't a slouch at this.
That's a good point. There's a Donald Trump, man, that's that con man thing.
I made this comment last night, and I'm sure I'm going to piss off a bunch of people. I made this comment to somebody last night. I was like, listen. They're like, I can't believe people fall for it. Really? Are you watching the guy on TV tonight?
Confidence,
7 million people voted for that loser.
Confidence, man.
So
when you say something with confidence, people
7 million
believe it.
people voted for him. So, what's that tell you? Tells you there's a lot of people out there that don't think straight.
Chris, good call, man. We thank you for sharing your story, and thanks for taking the time to tune in this morning.
Guys.
All right, see you, Chris.
Yep. Thank you, guys.
Deal. And I wonder if this is J. Michael McCoy. Do you know that name, Trav? Do you remember J.
Michael McCoy? Wasn't he on a country station?
Well, he was on. I think he was the program director for KJJY. Again, may not, but he says I was involved with a golf group to the Masters that got effed by that guy.
Jesus. So, Ross, you knew Marty a lot better than I did because you were in the building with him.
Yeah.
And one of the things you criticized me for, and I get it, and my wife does too. I am a meet you once, judge you right away. I can read people, I think, really well. I met Marty Terrell once. It was at the Missouri Valley Conference basketball tournament in St. Louis. And the minute I met him, I got the creeps. Just the way everything was going down. I was paying attention. And I'm like, you're bad. You're a bad individual. Did you get that feeling when you were in the building with him?
No, Travis, I'm the exact opposite, man. We talk about this all the time. And it's not, I'm not trying to say this so that people think I'm some sort of good guy. This is not a good quality that I have. This is something that I desperately wish I had Travis's ability to be discerning about people. I relate to people. Travis said to me one time, I see God in people. And I hear that and I do. I go to a concert and I look around and I watch the people and I go, this is awesome. Look at all these people enjoying this. And I love to relate to people and try to meet them where they are and all of that bullshit. And I see the best in people. I like that I see the best in people, and for the most part, it's a good quality. But man, it's burned me a lot, and I never got burned by Marty, but I had a lot of people protecting me. At that point in my life, I had a lot of people that knew I was an innocent little puppy. And so luckily I had a few bulldogs that were on the chains around me that protected me. And they were the ones that said, like, as soon as you notice this step out of line with Marty, you come tell me. And luckily and that would happen. As soon as you got to that 1 degree of off normal, I think I told you this one, Trav, but I was before I got one of my first jobs I had that wasn't working for construction or radio was, I was a bill collector for Wells Fargo for a couple of years. Worst job I ever had. Hated it. But you heard a lot of excuses. So one time I filled in for Marty calling some games for the then Iowa Energy. Got to call a couple games with Bobby Hansen. It was like a career highlight. I'm like 26 years old. And Marty says, I'm going out of town. I need you to call a game on Friday and Saturday. They pay like, $250 a game. But here's the deal. It's a lot of paperwork if they put you on the payroll. So they're just going to pay me, and then I will cut you a check. I'm like, oh, I've been told not to trust this. And this is like 2008, 9.
Yeah.
So I know who Marty is. Like, all right, it's a great opportunity. I want to do this. I'm going to call these games. And I went and did it, and it was awesome, and I loved it. And I have the tapes somewhere of me and Bobby Hansen calling a game where Curtis Stinson goes, or was it Stinson? No. Who was the yeah, it was Curtis Stinson, right? That was the Iowa State Cyclone that was the Iowa Energy Hall of Famer. Yeah. Stinson had a great game, both games. It was awesome. So then Marty gets back and he's like, all right, man, I'll bring you a check. And then, oh, man, I forgot to check it home. Oh, damn, man, I wrote that check. I forgot to bring it to you. Hold on. And then he says to me one day, he's like, hey, I mailed that check to you. It's coming to your house. I'm like, oh, okay. He comes to me about 3 days later and he says, you're not going to believe what I did. I wrote that check out to you. I put it in an envelope. I filled out the envelope. Ross, I put my own address on the envelope and I mailed it to myself. So when I got it today, I opened the envelope. I put it in a new envelope and I put your address on it. I'm like, Marty, why didn't you just bring it to the radio? Why didn't you just bring it to me? Oh, I should have done that. Yeah. And pretty soon I did get a check and it cleared and I got what I needed, but
we're running long. I don't care. We can do that because it's our show, and we don't have to have traffic breaks like the radio station. But because I want to get to this. This is Tom. Tom, you got a Marty Terrell story?
Guys, you might remember me. I used to call you from time to time on KXNO. I'm Aaliyah Boston's dad's buddy.
Yeah.
Winter Place in St. Thomas. Anyway, so I was appointed as receiver by the bank. I'm a lawyer, that had the paper on the old Jot when it was failing in 2003, 2004. The bank client of mine, they said, well, we can get any idiot to foreclose on the property. We need a real idiot to run the station. I'm like, okay, fine. So day one, I fire Marty because I'd gotten into the books along with one of my partners, and we saw what kind of stuff he was going on. I inserted Bob Dyer into the role, God rest his soul, and Bob did a great job, but gradually, guys, if you recall, we had to wind that station down, and we wound it down, and it got less and less and less. I mean, it had 3 sticks at one point, three literally stations where you could listen to it. And we sold the sticks. The value was in the 3 FM licenses. That's the value. The equipment was junk. And we ultimately sold it to that college religious station that now still runs 107.1 today.
So when you fired Marty, what was his reaction when you fired Marty?
Well, you can imagine, like, you don't know F from Shinola about running a radio station. That was true. I'm a transactional lawyer, right? I represent banks. I didn't, but I think I'm a pretty quick study, and I had a lot of help. And Bob Dyer was unbelievably helpful. Yeah. And I talked to him at length before I confronted Marty, and he's like, he's got to go. I mean, he's got to go. You don't know a fraction of it, but I'll tell you all of what was going on. And so we, after about a couple of weeks sessions with Bob, I knew that once I got formally appointed by the court, I was going to give Marty the axe, which I did.
Nice.
And sadly, I called Kenny Miller a few weeks ago, and as we wound it down, I had to terminate Kenny Miller. We were cutting staff like crazy. I had to fire Dave. I had to fire Scotty Pierce.
Oh,
are all
good.
names you guys.
Yeah,
probably
these are really good guys, all of them. Well, except for one.
they were. They were Ross, but we were just, my job was to wind it down and sell it, minimize costs, because it was bleeding money. I mean, just bleeding money. Minimize costs and try and get the 3 FM stations, the FM licenses sold, and we eventually did. But it took a while, and it was, this is post 9/11, and you got a little bit of a recession there in 2003, 2004. It was a bad market time for radio, frankly. But we got it done. So, yeah.
Good stuff. Hey, Tom, thanks for the phone call, man. We appreciate
That's great,
that. Good
Tom.
story.
Great history. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Good to hear from you again.
Anytime, guys. Thanks.
Thank you.
Talk to you soon, sir.
So, Ross, he faces, and we'll wrap up this Marty Terrell conversation. He's going to be sentenced later on, faces a maximum of 20 years in federal prison. 20 years. Do you think he gets the max?
No. Does he get the max? Does he serve the max? Absolutely not. Is this the last time we talk about this? No. Nope. I bet before you and I are off the air, I'm dead serious, dude. In Des Moines.
Well, I'm going to die here, so you're right. So in like 15 years, I'm going to you're going to see me one day just go. You're going to go call 911.
Listen, I do want to put a little bit of a personal face on this because, Marty still has. There are still people here in Des Moines that are deeply impacted by him, including a family. And I know I know Marty's ex-wife really well. Helped her move out of her house and buy a new home, and she's become way more than a client. She's a friend. She texts me often. And man, you get to hear Chris Shipley's story. Like, you get to know the personal impact of this. Somebody mentioned earlier the dealership that Marty had scammed for a long time. There were careers ruined. You talk about Chris's dad became a self-made, owned his own business, climbing up the ladder. My dad did that same thing. You watch a parent do that, it's impossibly hard. And then to have it fall short because of something like this. And that's one story. You start to put the human face onto this stuff, man, and it's so sad. It's so sad. The wake of humanity that this guy has left behind him. The wake of just destruction and carving through this life and leaving other people's lives destroyed. Your career, 30 years in a career, gone.
Your savings, gone.
Your savings.
Your capital,
your
gone.
Dream of owning your own business. I hate that it's here. There's tears welling up in my eyes because we're talking about somebody's dad. I'm like, just it's so sad.
It's gross.
It's gross, and it reminds you of like what you're possible, what you are capable of, the good and the bad. The good and the bad. But man, you start to put these things in and we aren't even talking to the people that ended up in these court cases for millions of dollars. We're talking about the human side of it, not the financial side of it. And the other thing that pisses me off about that, and again, there's no money. There's no way to go back to all the different vendors and recoup that $25,000 for Chris's dad. But that restitution part of our justice system, that is completely gone. The guy stole $25,000. What was his punishment? $11,000. What happened to the $11,000? Lawyers took a big chunk of it. What did your dad end up with? About $7,000.
And lost his business 4 years later.
And lost his business 4 years later. What the?
$515-517-2303. Thanks to Tom. Thanks to Chris for calling in, telling their stories about the scumbag that is Marty Terrell. If you want to say, fuck Marty, just go to therushradio.com, click on the merch tab, and you can buy a t-shirt that says, when Central Iowa Sports Radio was great, and at the bottom, We name all the hosts that were on KXNO, and at the bottom we just say "fuck Marty." It's a good shirt to have. I think Marty's ex-wife might have bought one. I could be wrong.
She did.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw the picture.
Yeah. It is the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
The Rush Radio is now on the free TuneIn app, allowing you to enjoy the show on Apple products and Android Auto. Download the free TuneIn app and search The Rush Radio to take Travis and Ross wherever you go.
With the Iowa Lottery's new Millionaire for Life game, you could win $1 million a year for life. That could make you a My Dream Job is No Job millionaire. A front row tickets to every show millionaire. A hire a personal glam squad for you and your bestie millionaire.
Yep, a little further.
Or just to never run out of your favorite pickles millionaire. With Millionaire for Life from the Iowa Lottery,
And these.
you can change your life for life. Play today.
When you work with a company like Mr. Electric that goes above and beyond and makes the customer their priority, that is just a real joy to encounter these days. It was a fairly complicated project and it was intimidating. They made it look so easy and they were very professional, very clean folks. They thoroughly explain what they're going to do. It's clear that they're experienced and that they know what they're doing. Having professionals out there that can do that for me, that gives me a lot of peace of mind.
When I'm meeting a new patient, I want them to feel comfortable knowing that odds are I've seen something like this before.
From the moment a patient steps into the room to the moment the patient leaves the office, I think they're going to get a great experience.
I think it feels good coming in and feeling like it's a community here and you get to be a part of that community and get to be taken care of by that community.
My goal is when they walk out of there to know that I'm fighting for them, I'm pulling for them.
Schedule an appointment at iowauro.com.
Keep your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
My name's Gary Presnell, and I'm a residential home mortgage banker for Northwest Bank in Des Moines Metro Market. I've been financing people's homes for over 25 years, and I'm an expert in financing VA loans, FHA loans, IFA loans, and new construction homes. This is my cat Norm. Norm knows basketball, but he doesn't know mortgage. And that's where I come in. There are a lot of Tom, Dick, and Norms out there doing loans. So don't just trust anyone with your home loan. I'm your local, trusted, experienced expert. Please call me. I would love to help you.
Call Gary at 515-975-6767 or find his profile at nw.bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
What's going on, everybody? It's Bobby here at Willis Volvo Cars, and I'm here to tell you that if you haven't looked at a Volvo in a while, you're in for something amazing. We have cars with 455 horsepower, Bowers & Wilkins audio system, 22-inch wheels, and a ride that would blow your mind. And with 1.99% financing up to 72 months, we'll be able to find the vehicle that you are looking for in your budget. Or call, click, or visit us at willisvolvocars.com. Stop on down to the showroom, take a ride. You'll be glad you did.
Every business has priorities, and Priority One Heating and Cooling is no different. As a service provider, we prioritize quality air conditioners and furnaces that will keep your home at your comfort level year-round. As a small business, we prioritize doing things the right way and treating people fairly. As a truly local business, we prioritize our community. As a veteran-owned business, we prioritize duty and commitment. For big business service with local value, trust your home to the place where you are always Priority One.
I hope you're stretched, hydrated, and prepared for more nonsense because The Rush with Travis and Ross, presented by Willis Automotive, is back now.
Muted.
Welcome back to the Rush Radio Show, powered by
Good thing I was here.
Willis Automotive.
Good thing
I got screwed up. You heard Chris Shipley say his dad gave Marty $25,000. I did a calculation from inflation. In today's dollars, that's $52,000.
It's just
$52,000.
And like I don't want to. It's more than that though. It's like, and you know this, Travis. Like,
yeah.
When Chris said that was a lot of money, and I kind of jokingly said that's all the money. I'm not. It's not. I'm not being hyperbolic there. For a small business like that, like it was, and again, I don't blame his dad. I don't blame the victims. That's why I don't. It's not necessarily a fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. He didn't necessarily fool the same people twice. He was moving this target around. He was very good at that thing. Can you imagine your talent in this world being scamming people? Travis, dude, credit to you. You've got this ability. You read people like that thing that you said earlier. Dude, you've rarely missed, if I can remember you missing. Rarely missed. You've warned me about people. Said, hey, this guy's a snake in the grass. Watch out. No, Trav, you don't get it. You don't know his story. 6 months later, I'm like, holy cow, that guy burned me. Yeah, because he's a snake. That's what snakes do.
That's why you don't like snakes, by the way. You know, we need something to uplift us. It's Friday.
Yes, it is.
We need the Iowa Lottery Weekly. That's right. Now is the time to let us know what made you go this week from the Iowa Lottery, because they want to make you a winionaire. Call in now and tell us something that made you go, and you could win an Iowa Lottery prize pack worth $90. What type of winionaire do you want to be? A full tank of gas-yonaire or a front row tickets to every show-yonaire? This week's prize pack includes new tickets, which are the $30 bonus cash doubler, the $40 The Price is Right ticket, and the $20 in Powerball coupons. Tickets for these are part of some awesome new second chance promotions where you got to be a VIP club member to enter your non-winning tickets. And if you're not a VIP club member, you can sign up for free today at ialottery.com/VIP. So the number to call is 515-517-2303. Or you can go to the internet and go to our website, therushradio.com, click on the promo tab, and you'll see the woohoo. And we got some woohoos coming in already. They were coming in last night, Ross.
Nice.
This one's from Josh.
Okay.
Josh says, just got back from a week in Canada fishing. It was my 15-year-old son's first trip and my father-in-law's last trip, most likely. My son caught his first muskie along with a huge smallmouth off the dock and lots of pike. Walleye fishing was tough because of the mayfly hatch, but I wouldn't trade that time for anything. Anytime you talk Canada, Ross is going to get a boner, and he's going to go, that's a woohoo.
6 to midnight, baby. 6 to midnight. I thought I was going to slide off the chair when you first said it.
Yeah.
That's an awesome memory, man. Your kid catching his first muskie. That's a fun memory. I remember that's a fun one. Dusty and we're on one side of a big cove, and the kids were fishing on the other, and we were like, well, let's go see how because we were getting bit by the mayflies.
Yeah.
Like, let's get the fuck out of here. Go across the lake, get some wind across us. And as we were going across the lake, we pulled up on a boat, and Eli was catching his first muskie. That's awesome, Josh.
Joe down there in Ottumwa says, I'm driving to Chapman, Kansas sometime in the morning. Hope you have us on the app, Joe, and to see my grandson's first birthday. That's awesome. We just celebrated my granddaughter's first birthday, even though she's not one yet, but we had her together, so we went in and had a first birthday. And I'm taking his mom to the airport in Kansas City Saturday morning since her husband and my oldest son is deployed overseas until February. It's the least I can do for them, and being a veteran, I want to help my fellow servicemen out. Plus, I get to spend 2 weeks with her dog, and she loves my dogs, and we'll have a blast. Thank you guys for the show, and I really do mean it when I say, go Hawks.
That's a good one. Grandkid's first birthday, kid deployed. Not deployed, but...
No, his son-in-law and his son.
Both are deployed?
Yeah, both are deployed.
Okay.
That's what I got out of it.
Okay, I couldn't tell when he said he's taking the daughter to the Kansas City airport. I think she's
flying over to see him.
That's what I interpreted that to mean.
Yeah. Brian and Allie right in from West Des Moines.
Brian and Allie?
Yeah, so they did a husband-wife thing. I like that. They came in together. Spent an awesome week in Philly for the All-Star game. And then on the way back, catching a fever game on the way home to Des Moines. Been a great vacation. Wow. You throw the All-Star game in there, you throw a fever game, that's good. Taylor writes in, hey guys, happy Friday. My woohoo is I'm heading tomorrow to the beautiful town, or to beautiful Ottawa. Ottawa, Iowa. You ever been to Ottawa, Iowa? They got a split Main Street, which is like almost like a boulevard.
I feel like
and then they have car shows there. You kind of cruise the street in Ottawa, and they're going to set up camp before riding their first Ragbri. Looking forward to a great week, sweating my ass off while drinking some beer with friends. Does Ragbri start this weekend?
So thank God for the I almost said fever break, the temperature break that's coming up here. Because yes, it starts this week. Now, where Ottawa is like by Decatur.
Yeah, so if you if you drive over on I-80, you're going to hit the 680 split, or it's now 880, I think. You're going to go to like the Missouri Valley. You're going to go right up I-30 or I-29.
29. Yep.
Yeah, and it's probably another 45 minutes.
We had a tractor ride over there on the western part of the state one time that started in Decatur, went Ottawa, went up into like Lamar's and that area. Would that make sense?
Yeah. Yep. Because
so I'm almost certain we were in Ottawa for a break one morning.
Yeah.
Something like that. Because, man, that rang a bell when you said that.
Ottawa's a good town. I like Ottawa. Jerry writes in, and this is a woohoo. And Ross may not be quite there yet. I've been there for quite a while, but I understand the significance of this woohoo. Jerry says, my kids are finally old enough that my wife and I can finally go out to dinner with friends and not have to pay a babysitter. That's totally get what you're coming from, man. I can appreciate that.
That's something I didn't do a lot. Pay a babysitter?
When you have grandparents, or you have, I mean, when or your sister or somebody.
We paid them. Yeah, we paid nieces, nephews, aunts. You know, I didn't pay aunts, remember? But I don't remember having a lot of babysitters over the years for the kids. And now I'm to that point. I mean, now I know all the neighbors too. So, and Audrey's, if I've got to show a house or something and Eli's not here, I have 5 neighbors I can call to say, hey, can Audrey come hang out for a bit? I got to go see a house.
Now, Ross and I are ineligible to win the weekly woohoo from the Iowa Lottery because, well, the contest is on our show. But we have a weekly woohoo. Ross and I share a woohoo together. If you're listening on the audio stream right now, this may not be, we'll try to describe it. If you're watching on YouTube, we're going to show you. Our weekly woohoo is, we've arrived. If you drive by the Casey Center on 2nd Avenue, you will see this.
I didn't know this.
A Travis and Ross, the Rush Radio digital billboard on the side of the Casey Center.
I love, I woke up this morning and got a text from my buddy David Cornelison, and it said, saw your billboard driving up and down. Was it him? I thought it was Cornelison that wrote that to me. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe I'm making it up because I don't have a text from Cornelison. So maybe I'm totally making it up. I swore I got a text from a friend this morning that said, saw your billboard on 2nd Avenue. And I was like, what the hell is he talking about?
And look at that. It says The Rush with Travis, live and local. Listen live, stream anywhere, therushradio.com. Underneath it, Lil Wayne tonight.
We're above the fold.
We're above the fold. If that's not a woohoo, I don't know what is.
I would say something like, suck it, Lil Wayne, but I'm afraid that might end up in like slashed tires. So anyway,
it's kind of weird to see this, isn't it? It's like, oh wow,
that's cool. I wondered what they meant when I got that text. I was like, that's odd. And man, what am I seeing? What am I making up now? I swear to God, I got a text or a message from somebody. I was like, oh, that's interesting. It was at 1:08 a.m. Got a Facebook message from my buddy David. Saw your billboard every time I rode up 2nd Avenue tonight. Looks great.
Oh, I bet at night that thing just pops.
That's very cool.
I'm such a narcissist.
Thank you. Thank you to our Choice team. That's very cool.
Yeah, that wouldn't be possible without the good team at Choice Creative. And, yeah, Brandon sent that to us yesterday, and I'm like, damn. I don't know how long it's going to be up. I think the budget's pretty limited, but
listen, in a couple weeks when we start sharing some more stuff, we can talk more about this Choice Creative team. They have been. I was really, really, really impressed. Yeah, I've always been impressed with them. Yesterday was like, hit my heart where it needed to. That was good.
Yeah. So again, if you have an Iowa Lottery weekly, you still have time to email them in, and you can do that.
What's your clubhouse leader in those, Travis?
Ooh,
obviously Josh watching his kid catch a muskie. I wanted that's a good one for me. I got
tugging at the heartstrings, right?
But geez, Joe like layered his. Joe compounded it.
I got to be honest. They're all good. I mean, the babysitter thing. If you don't have a support staff around you and you're throwing out money left and right,
that was Jerry, right?
That was Jerry.
Jerry the babysitter.
And you got a vacation to the All-Star game. You're like driving back home going, hey, we're going through Indianapolis. You want to stop and see Caitlin Clark?
That's Brian and Allie.
Yeah.
And they got, that's a great couples. I'm just guessing. And maybe this is sexist for me to even assume, but it's kind of like a his and hers event.
Yeah.
You get to go to the Major League Baseball All-Star game, get to hit a WNBA game on the way back. And I'm betting neither one of them are disappointed about the other. You know what I mean? I don't think he had to drag her to the All-Star game. Doesn't sound like he's being drugged to the Fever game. Those are the kind of gifts that you get each other that it's like.
You make memories.
You make memories and you both get.
That's what we've been looking for the woohoo. Way to deliver, and it's not over. You got an hour.
Like 7 that we want to give away.
Yes. That's a good problem to have. Well, look what happens. You get a billboard, and all of a sudden, you got people just giving you a woohoo. This is my favorite bumper music. I like this one. I don't even know the name of the song.
And I would like to know what that instrument is.
Is that a
clarinet-y?
Ooh.
What's the straight saxophone that Kenny G plays?
The alto sax? Is that the alto sax? Or I don't know. That's some type of horn though.
Yeah.
At least I think it is.
Can you do can you do trumpet sounds? Gotta be the easiest it's gotta be the easiest instrument to imitate.
Yeah. I always tried to do Chuck Mangione. Remember?
Oh.
He was a trumpet player. He had like a song that was an instrumental that was like top 40 hit.
Kind of like Jethro Tull. They always had a flute.
Yeah. Was that Jethro Tull or was that Marshall Tucker Band?
I thought it was Jethro Tull that had the flute.
Marshall Tucker Band's got a little flute in there too. Flute man Greg.
Flute man Greg. Hit him with your flute, Greg.
Greg Warren's blowing up, by the way. He's getting a Netflix special. He was in Des Moines last week.
Oh, we should have him on. I didn't know that.
Yeah. It is the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive.
The Rush Radio is now on the free TuneIn app, allowing you to enjoy the show on Apple products and Android Auto. Download the free TuneIn app and search The Rush Radio to take Travis and Ross wherever you go.
With the Iowa Lottery's new Millionaire for Life game, you could win $1 million a year for life. That could make you a My Dream Job is No Job millionaire. A front row tickets to every show millionaire. A hire a personal glam squad for you and your bestie millionaire.
Yep, a little further.
Or just to never run out of your favorite pickles millionaire. With Millionaire for Life from the Iowa Lottery,
And these.
you can change your life for life. Play today.
At Iowa Floor Covering, we believe great floors start with great service. Whether you're looking for a plush carpet, durable LVP, timeless hardwood, stylish laminate, or beautiful tile, including custom tile showers, we'll help you find the perfect fit. No pressure, no pushy sales tactics, just honest guidance from a team that listens. DIY Weekend Warrior, we've got the products and advice to set you up for success. Iowa Floor Covering, floors you'll love from people you can trust.
There are a lot of reasons to want a self-driving mower from Iowa Mobotics.
Being automated gives me more time to do my hobbies.
I travel so much for work that I don't have time to take care of the lawn.
but I still care about how it looks.
And I'm just lazy. Gives me time to work in the wood shop instead of spending it on the mower.
It works in my schedule.
And I just really hate doing it.
No matter your reason, with Iowa Mobotics, spend less time mowing, more time living.
What's going on, everybody? It's Bobby here at Land Rover Des Moines. Summer's here, and we have the perfect cure for summer boredom. The 2026 Range Rover Sport Dynamic with 1.9% financing available is the perfect cure for your boring car or your summer boredom. So stop on down and take it for a ride so you can see what I mean, or call, click, or visit us at LandRoverDesMoines.com or stop out at the showroom. You'll be glad you did.
The best bread is made from scratch, freshly baked with locally sourced ingredients and love. At Big Sky Bread, we take great pride in our delicious products. We know you'll enjoy them almost as much as we enjoy baking them. Try our newly rebranded granola. Specially handmade, our amazing granola makes for a delightful treat. You can order online, purchase at local grocery retailers, or find us at the downtown Des Moines Farmers Market every Saturday. We look forward to serving you.
For people who like to save money.
Do you or a loved one suffer from chronic overspending, getting less but paying more? Then you may have a case of big HVAC. Now is the time to try Priority One. We set our own prices, which means you pay for what you need, not for anything else. And if you need a heating service or new furnace, now is the time to try Priority One.
Side effects of Priority One include increased happiness, extra peace of mind, and bonus cash for whatever you want. Please use responsibly.
Every business has priorities, and Priority One Heating and Cooling is no different. As a service provider, we prioritize quality air conditioners and furnaces that will keep your home at your comfort level year-round. As a small business, we prioritize doing things the right way and treating people fairly. As a truly local business, we prioritize our community. As a veteran-owned business, we prioritize duty and commitment. For big business service with local value, trust your home to the place where you are always Priority One.
Hi, it's Noel. At Fiscus Jewelers, we're honored by the fact that our customers continue to come back on purpose, and that trust means everything to us. For years, we've been privileged to be a part of life's most meaningful moments, and we never take that responsibility lightly. We proudly offer the largest inventory in Ankeny, cutting-edge custom designs, including free CAD drawings, and a team that takes the time to get it right. Thank you for choosing us year after year. Fiscus Jewelers, your jeweler for life.
Keep your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
The Rush, presented by Willis Automotive, is back because apparently Travis and Ross have even more to say.
Hour number 2 of the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive and Willis Infinity. Save up to $10,000 on the 2026 QX80 and up to $6,000 on the QX60. Plus, take advantage of 0% for 60 months. The all-new 2027 QX65 is available on their lot today in multiple colors. Check them out at willisauto.com. If you're listening on the audio stream of therushradio.com, the Rush Radio Android app, or the TuneIn app, thank you so much. Watching on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. Give this video a like. Leave your comments in the comment section. Call the show. Had some really good phone calls in hour number 1 at 515-517-2303. And you can also follow us on our social media channels. Busy first hour. Going to be a busy second hour as Tyler Kluver, I believe, scheduled to join us at 7:30. Ross, busy weekend coming in. A lot of stuff has come out. I don't know if we're going to be able to get to all this or not. Let's start with the World Cup. You got the World Cup.
Yeah. Final is Sunday?
But you have the third place game tomorrow. And it's funny. I start to look at this. I responded to a Chris Hassel tweet yesterday, and Chris he responded to me, but he's like, why do they play this? It's stupid. You're asking, teams got to travel from Dallas to Miami. Fans got to spend more money. I go, it's all about money, Chris. I go, if you can make more money, you're going to make more money.
Yeah, but his point is true.
I don't disagree, but it's like, okay,
it's a bowl game.
Yes,
it's an exhibition to get your money, to get the people excited that want to watch it. And Travis, it's funny. I didn't know this is what you were going to talk about. The story that I literally have pulled up in my Yahoo Sports. I need more coffee. Is the title of the article is Nobody Wants to Play. Thomas Tuchel defends England's semifinal achievement as coach slams World Cup third place face-off against France. Nobody wants to play. So what are we doing? I won't.
I understand what Chris is saying, and I agree with you, but I also go, you're talking about FIFA here. If they can make more money,
absolutely,
they're going to make more money.
And that's not a FIFA. They don't have a monopoly on trying to make money and squeeze things. That's a sports thing.
Yeah.
Why do any of this? Why are we here? Like you can always ask the why, and the why is usually going to be so somebody can try to make more money. I mean, and then the real answer is, would you rather have the game or not? Do you want us to have a competition that you can enjoy or not? We can put on an event, and by the way, people are going to buy tickets to it and enjoy it and have a great time, and for decades tell their friends they went to a World Cup game. So what are we doing here?
Well, you could make this, and to be fair, I'm a proponent of the 24-team college playoff. Chris isn't, and he's like, hey, Trav, college football is probably going to do the same thing. I hope they don't. But I also look at it through the lens of what these colleges are going through right now. Unless something drastically changes, they have to find some way to generate revenue. I mean, the squeeze is real. Sure, there are people making money but we're talking the Ohio States, the Texases. They don't have money problems. There are other schools. Iowa State has a money problem. Probably a lot of the schools in the Big 12. So I go, okay, should it be 16? Should it be 24? Should it be 12? Hell, you could make the argument 4 might have been better at the original outset, but people wanted the expansion. But I also look at it and go, they need money. And unless something drastically changes to where you can truly even the field out, you need money.
I can't disagree with anything you said except for one thing when you say no. Even at those universities that are going broke, there's a lot of people making money.
That's fair. But nobody's going to take a pay cut. You know that.
Nobody's taking it. That's the problem there. Now now the rubber has met the road.
But finally, the players, and when you say a lot of people, that includes the player, even though they're not employees now.
Absolutely. Lots of people are making money at these. That's why they're going broke. I think it's ridiculous that they would play it. I have as much interest in watching this third place soccer game as I do in watching a ridiculous, useless bowl game on December 19th.
And why do the bowl games exist? You can sell it as, well, it's an opportunity to, but they're for cities to make money.
Yeah. So that there's content on television. And that's part of why FIFA's argument here would be, do you want something on TV or not? We can host an event with by the way, the third and fourth best soccer teams in the world. That's their argument. My argument is this is useless and pointless. They've already lost. We're playing for a championship, and the championship is Sunday. Travis, don't they still do do they still do this in like high school sports? Like, doesn't high school basketball have a consolation, or doesn't the football?
Ooh.
Or did they did they do that?
I think they used to.
Which also seemed, even in high school, that seemed like a ridiculous exercise. It was like,
I mean, Ross, I think in the 80s, and I don't know what year they got rid of it, the NCAA basketball tournament used to have a third and fourth place game.
I think I remember that vaguely now that you say that. I'm old enough to remember that. Wrestling, I get. You've got a podium, and you've got to wrestle out for 8 different spots. I understand in wrestling having consolation brackets and consolation matches and stuff like that. I didn't even hear Hassel's take on this, but somebody said he also called it a worthless bowl game. Great minds, man. Great, because I think that's the same thing. And that, again, the article I literally pulled up. Nobody wants to play. This is the coach.
Yeah, how do you motivate your team that you thought you were going to play for for the World Cup. Now you're just playing for a consolation prize. You're playing for a white ribbon.
He said.
By the way, the NCAA got rid of the consolation game in 1981.
Yeah, then I don't remember it. Then I don't remember that. There's no way I'd remember that. My first memory is like 83, the tornado. 1980, Iowa played in the consolation game. Wow, that's very cool. The German coach said that the intensity of a World Cup semifinal makes it nearly impossible for players to motivate themselves for a match where the ultimate prize is no longer on the table. This was his quote. None of our players and none of the French players want to play this match. They want to play the final. We gave everything to achieve that. Everyone plays to win the World Cup, but that's how it is. We have one less day of recovery than France, but we will do it with professionalism. He's doing the same thing. He's going, what are we doing here?
Could you say we forfeit? Or would that look worse?
I don't know. I don't know how fans would react to that. I guess it would be mixed. I think it would be more. I think you'd have, I'm trying to relate it to when Iowa State backed out of the bowl game. Was there an uproar about that? Did people give a shit? Was there?
No, because everybody was gone, right? I mean, I was mad because I think when you're invited, and they had to pay a penalty for it, but I don't think there was an uproar because I think more people were upset that the entire team was bolting with Matt Campbell to go to Penn State. That was probably the bigger uproar.
And is it possible that Jamie did the math and realized they would have lost more money by going to the game? I mean, maybe that was a question we should have asked him. I kind of feel dumb that I didn't ask something like that.
But you know why you play the consolation game? And thank you, Virginia. Third place gets $29 million. There's your motivation. I didn't know that. I'm not backing that up. I didn't do.
Get your shin guards on. We're going out, boys. Third place gets $29 million? That would buy 15 of my listings on Shriver. Let's go. Maybe one of them's in the market to move to Des Moines and take on the menace.
Okay, here it is. Ready? If you win the World Cup, either Spain or Argentina, whoever wins will get $50 million.
50 for winning?
For winning. 33 for
second.
29 for third, and 27 for fourth.
I mean, these are good consolation prizes.
Yeah. Quarterfinalists, $19 million each. Round of 16, $15 million each. Round of 32, $11 million each. And if you're eliminated in the group stage, you got $9 million.
How much? And so what level was the U.S.? We didn't get eliminated in the group stage. We were round of 32.
16.
No,
30.
16.
Was it 16? Yeah, it was a round of 16, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So you're right. From a competitive standpoint, you go, no, we're not motivated. Then you go, hey, we got $29 million to make here. Give me 90 minutes plus 7, and we will take home $29 million.
It's not like you could just say, hey, guys, let's just not play the game and split the 28. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
29 for winning, 27 for losing. Let's just shake hands and go away with 28 apiece. You can't. The game's got to be played in order to.
Yeah. They're going to say, you want the money?
Yeah.
Show up on the field.
Yeah. Put on the shin guards, boys. We're going to work.
Now the question.
Work to do. Yeah.
Now the question is, because third place gets 29, fourth gets 27. They go. You kind of had. Is $2 million worth playing really hard for? I want to believe as a competitor.
Yeah, you want to. No matter what, you want to.
Yes.
Win.
Yes.
And I do appreciate the coach's perspective on it. We came here to win. We're not going to win. We've worked all these years to win. We're not going to win, and now we have to go out and do this stupid exhibition just for the sake of money. It's just a fun thing to think about in your head, though. Like when you realize that's what all of it is.
Is this true? U.S. got $16 million and had to split with the women's team?
Virginia's been on it. I'm not going to question Virginia. Virginia, I mean, she was the one that also told us that it's $29 million for third place, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and she was right on the money with it. I think that Steve's got a good question too. How much do the players get of that? Is that like, obviously if it's 27 million divided amongst I think it's like 18 guys on a roster, maybe less than that. But the players aren't going to split all the money. There's,
so here in the latest collective
Steve,
in the latest collective bargaining agreement, when the U.S. men's national team earns World Cup prize money, such as their current payout in the round of 16, USA Soccer takes a 20% administrative cut. The remaining 80% is divided completely 50-50 between the men's and women's player pools. Call me a sexist. That's not fair. But that's me. And you can call me a sexist. So, are you going to watch Argentina in
Sunday,
in Spain on Sunday?
Sunday, 2 o'clock?
I believe it is 2 o'clock. Yeah.
I think that's what I heard. Yeah. I mean, yeah, probably. I'm not, is it on my calendar of like, oh man, I got to make sure I'm dialed into this thing now?
Yeah. I mean, if I'm out and about doing something, I'll be like, oh, they're playing the game. If I'm home, I might go, okay, I'll watch
I imagine it will be like almost like the British Open. Is that what's happening? Is British Open happening right now? British Open? I imagine it will be like the British Open. Sunday around 3 o'clock, I'll be sitting at home and I'll get a text from a group text and it'll go, holy cow, did you guys see that shot? And I'll have to say British Open or World Cup.
That all depends. I mean, now you can probably do a split screen, but that does depend. You're like, okay, what does this Open Championship look like? You know, a quick update. The Oklahoma City Thunder have shut down Bennett Sturts for the remaining of Summer League. And it's a good thing. They've said, we've seen enough. Through 5 games, Bennett Sturts averaged 13.6 points per game, 3.4 assists, and 1.6 rebounds. They said, you got enough reps. We're not worried about you. You don't need to play anymore.
So this is not a being shut down for tweaked knee.
It's being shut down because we don't want you to get hurt, and we know that you can play at this level.
Proving your medal here.
Yes. That's pretty impressive.
Good. I didn't know that. I didn't know that it was I didn't know that it was being shut down because they were too impressed.
Yeah. When they go, we've seen enough.
It's cool. Good for him.
Yeah. Now, the Oklahoma City Thunder do have some, Peyton Sanford's had a really good summer league. Last night in a loss to Dallas, he had 12 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. He's trying to play himself into a roster spot. He had some he was on a couple 10-day contracts last year. He had some good spots for the Thunder. He's had a really good summer league. And I know he left Iowa, but Josh Dix also starting on that Thunder summer league team. He had 11 points, 2 rebounds last night. A couple more Iowa connections. For the Thunder, so it's just fun to keep an eye on those guys. We mentioned Caitlin Clark earlier.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
No, you're right. If you want to
go ahead and put it up.
I just think this is a fun one because this is a very subjective thing. The best Hawk NBA player since B.J. Armstrong. B.J. Armstrong had one hell of a career. Couple titles. Played in the league for years. Iowa NBA players. What about, would Matt Bullard be post B.J. Armstrong?
I mean, would Keegan Murray be up there?
Yeah, I mean he's on his way, certainly. Definitely on his way to having to that. It could be in the conversation right now.
Yeah.
I mean, Luka's hasn't had the career that Keegan has, so Luka already loses to his teammate. That's a good one. That's a good question. The best NBA career for a Hawkeye. Ricky Davis had a pretty decent NBA career. I feel like Bullard played in the league for like a decade.
I'm going to ask you a question. This comes from HawkeyeSports.com. In all of Iowa basketball history, I'm trying to see what year this was. Well, how many Iowa players have played in the NBA?
In all of Iowa history? 15.
Oh, that's lower than the 34.
Okay. You sound like you were shocked by the number, so I went super low.
I was shocked by, I mean, 34 seems low to me.
Okay.
It's
not a storied basketball program.
That's fair. B.J. Armstrong, a 3-time NBA champion. Fred Brown, an NBA champion. Fred Brown scored 14,000 points in the NBA.
That's incredible.
Matt Bullard, an NBA champion. Bobby Hansen, an NBA champion. John Johnson, an NBA champion. Ronnie Lester, an NBA champion. Don Nelson, 5-time NBA champion.
Yeah, Don Nelson's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah. And that number will jump now with
but that was why he tried to clarify it with post BJ Armstrong.
Yeah.
Because again, you start going back and you can pull some names.
Boy, that's a good question.
I tell you what, and Donnie Rickles has a fun one. Now do the clones. Now that's, again, I don't know if I want to say storied program, but certainly a different list than you're talking with the Iowa Hawkeyes.
I mean, just based on numbers, it would be Keegan Murray.
Is it okay?
Yeah, I mean, Keegan's had a good start to his career. I think when it's all said and done, you're going to say, now if he doesn't win an NBA title, and BJ was a 3-time champion, I don't know, you probably wouldn't pass that. But when he first said BJ, I'm like, oh, come on, there's been more. Then you're right. You couldn't go through the list like, oh, it's not as productive as what you think. Ross, we didn't talk about what happened last week. I wanted to on like Monday. I don't know if you saw it was going around the internet a lot when Dan Patrick went after Kathy Engelbert for not showing up for
she was
for an
scheduled
interview,
and then was hitting golf balls adjacent to their. They could see her chipping golf balls from the sand as they were talking about her.
You know, some people supported it, some people didn't. I understand what he was saying. Is like, hey, at least call us and say, don't make us wait. If you would have canceled earlier, we probably would have understood. But you literally made somebody. And I think Dan Patrick, over his career, has earned that type of clout. I don't think everybody has that type of clout, but I think Dan Patrick does. But Engelbert still hasn't said anything about it. Adam Silver, yesterday, the NBA commissioner, who's now been accused, or it's been reported that he's the one who called Kathy Engelbert and said, you're going to suspend Alyssa Thomas. And he was asked yesterday, he goes, I'm not going to talk about that. I'm going to have a no comment because I don't want to divulge that. But then he went in to call, he goes, Caitlin Clark is not, this isn't about the foul. He goes, she has become a political football. And it's not fair to Caitlin. And this is what Kathy Engelbert needed to say. This is what Dan Patrick, there's ways to get around tough questions. First of all, he defected by saying, well, I'm not going to talk about my involvement in that decision. Deflect, then come back with something that says, listen, this isn't about officiating. This isn't about the call. This is about Caitlin Clark being a political football and being used by people and agendas to spark something. Now, whether you agree with that or not, that's a completely different conversation. And then he follows up and says, does the WNBA need better officiating? The answer to that is yes. And he solidifies it he goes, listen, I wrote the original business plan for the WNBA 30 years ago. We missed for the first 28 years.
Good acknowledgement.
Yes. You acknowledge the flaw. It didn't deliver. You have this one. And then he says, Caitlin Clark comes on. And he goes, now the numbers were going up. But what we saw with Caitlin Clark in college, we could see what was going to happen. So he, more or less, if you listen to what he said, he answered the question when he said, I'm not going to comment about that. But in his, hey, a political football, it's not about officiating's bad. You have this generational play. Yeah, he freaking called and said, suspender. But Kathy Engelbert could have done that. That's bad leadership.
Horrible leadership. And to avoid, and this idea, Travis, we've been in rooms with people that were put in positions of leadership who their idea of handling problems was ignore them. Ignore it. People will forget about it. People don't forget about it. They register it. It goes on a ledger. They go, okay, well, you dropped that. You failed that one big time. It's such a fumble. It's such an easy way. It's such an easy call that this is a fumble. I love that Adam Silver admits that he was involved in it by not admitting, I don't want to comment about that. That's all we needed to hear. Because if you didn't have anything to do with it, you'd have said, man, the internet's a funny place. I'm letting Kathy do her job. That's if he hadn't been involved, that would have been the answer. But as soon as you go, well, I don't want to comment on that. Cool. Got it. What a great term that Caitlin Clark has become a political football. And he could have probably handed Kathy Engelbert that one phrase, and that would have been enough to handle the Dan Patrick interview. I mean it. She could have, as soon as it got brought up, hey, we're noticing Caitlin's getting knocked around, man. She seems to be like she's the face of your league. May not be your best player, but she's your most popular. What's going on? Yeah, Dan, we see it too. She's really a political football out there. And we see her getting kicked around and knocked around. And we see it in media. We see it in social circles. It's not just on our court that Caitlin Clark's getting beat around and abused and used as a tool. This is happening everywhere. And we're trying to get a handle on it. And we think we've got a way forward. What's that way forward? Well, we're working on that internally.
There. That's all you had to do. That's all you had to do. When we come back, he's on his way to the gym, but we're going to talk the CyHawk football series because that's sold out quick. Iowa State sold out. We're going to talk to Tyler Kluber about it as he's live from the gym or the car in the parking lot of the gym on the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive.
Game on, keep your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
With the Iowa Lottery's new Millionaire for Life game, you could win $1 million a year for life. That could make you a My Dream Job is No Job millionaire. Front row tickets to every show millionaire. Hire a personal glam squad for you and your bestie millionaire.
Yep, a little further.
Or just to never run out of your favorite pickles millionaire. With Millionaire for Life from the Iowa Lottery,
And these.
you can change your life for life. Play today.
Hey everybody, Mason Miller, sales manager out here at Mini Des Moines, and this month the heat is on so the roof comes off. Get an all-new Mini convertible with rates as low as 2.99 out to 60 months. If you're looking for something more year-round, you can get into an all-new 2027 Countryman with rates as low as 2.99 out to 48 months on here. Also, we are down to our very last Victory Edition, so if you want to cross the finish line, come check it out now. For more information on these exciting offers and more, visit us online at minidesmoines.com or your favorite motoring advisor.
So I think what's unique about Urology Center of Iowa is that we are a truly independent, single specialty clinic.
We have a mantra that the patient comes first, the group comes second, and we as individual surgeons come last.
When I meet with a patient for the first time, I want them to feel heard. I never want them to feel like I'm in a rush.
Just watching the change that you can make in a patient's life, It's everything.
Schedule an appointment at iowauro.com.
Fresh, wild walleyes. This summer, point your compass north to Ballard's Resort on Lake of the Woods. Ballard's Lake of the Woods long-standing family resort offers a pole-in-hand guided fishing experience along with all-inclusive packages that include lodging and meals. Chase 10-pound trophies with the walleye capital of the world's most established fleet. Your adventure for fresh, wild walleyes awaits at Ballard's Resort. Set the hook at ballardsresort.com.
Hi, I'm Tom, owner of Central City Liquors. Our customers love us because we offer a large selection at an affordable price. And to keep costs low for you, we don't splurge on fancy promotions and expensive equipment. This commercial is being shot on a phone taped to a stick. Anyway, we are proud to announce our new rewards program that allows customers to save more the more they buy. Whoop. So don't spend more to pay for fancy commercials. Save at Central City, where we know what's important. I told you we should have used duct tape.
The World Cup is heating up, and so are we at Willis Nissan. This July, you can score big with 0% on the rugged Frontier, the practical and fuel-efficient Murano, the full-size Pathfinder, and the compact and modern Rogue. And with up to $5,000 in available customer cash on these models, the savings are even better. So stop into our showroom or head online to willisnissan.com today.
The Rush, presented by Willis Automotive, returns now with fresh sports takes and at least one unnecessary rant.
Hey, if you're not feeling right, don't ignore it. Treat it, but treat it your way. Urology Center of Iowa has a dedicated men's health wellness center designed to restore your confidence and your comfort and put you back in control. Because at UCI, you will get personalized treatment based on you and nobody else. You deserve a clear plan, a private tailored experience, and judgment-free care. That's UCI. Schedule an appointment with UCI today at iowauro.com. Before we get to Tyler Kluber, we got one more Iowa Lottery Weekly Woo-Hoo coming in. This one's from Wade. And Wade delivers well here. He goes, my woo-hoo is small town community. I'm from Maxburg, which is southwest of Winterset, population 100. This past Sunday, this town hosted a fundraiser benefit for my niece's daughter, Aubrey, who is 12 and has grade 4 glioma cancer. Wow. She just completed 6 weeks of treatment, and the family is spending this week in Hawaii, courtesy of Make-A-Wish. The community raised just shy of $41,000 for the family, which is absolutely amazing. Woo-hoo to small town community standing together. That's a good woo-hoo.
Did she say $41,000 from 100 people in Maxburg?
Yeah. That's impressive. That's impressive. That's going to be a hard woo-hoo to break. It's going to be a hard one to beat.
What was her name?
No, it was Wade. Wade.
Oh, that was Wade from the fireworks farm? Oh.
No, it was no, different Wade.
Oh,
different
I thought you said I missed part of that. I'm sorry.
That's fine. You're taking a poop.
Dude, look at how dialed in Kluver looks right now.
I know.
From the minute he died, no, there's a different burn about you today, dude. I mean it. I don't know what it is.
You know what it is? He trimmed the beard and he's shaved.
Okay.
I cleaned up yesterday. Yeah, man, we were. I'm a week out, so we're trying to. We're
dial
trying
it in.
to. You look good, feel good, play good, kind of thing.
I bet if he takes his shirts out, he's got the baby oil all over him. He's ripped.
No, I don't think this is a. He said not yet.
Not yet.
I didn't.
I won't need baby oil. It's gonna be hot.
Yeah, right.
And I'll be doing I'll be plenty sweaty. But yeah, 1 week out. We got our schedule tentatively, and our mornings are pretty free. So I'm gonna be able to join the rush from Kansas City next Friday.
Very cool. And dude, have you looked at the weather? Not crazy. Next week is not.
I haven't. Okay. I just know that we only have two events outside. It's a 2-mile run into a 75-calorie row sprint, get off the row or sprint to the finish. It'll be about a hopefully 22-minute workout for me. And it's all done in a 40-pound weight vest. And we will be doing that on Saturday at noon outside.
All right. You said a 70-calorie row. So the machine counts how many calories you've burned, and when you get to 70, you're off it?
Yeah, I don't know if it's burned or just the amount of work you're doing. It's kind of a weird metric. It's just used as an amount of work, though. So if you're on a machine, anybody that goes to I mean, even just like the YMCA or fitness, Lifetime Fitness, you hop on a rower or a bike, it's going to count your work done by some metric, either distance or wattage or calories. And so, so I'll run 2 miles. This is all in a 40-pound weight vest. I encourage everyone out there to find a 40-pound weight vest and just throw that on for a minute or two.
I lost a 40-pound weight vest, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I lost a 75-pound weight vest.
It's a son of a bitch, I'll tell you that. So run 2 miles in that, and then at the end of the 2 miles, you sit down and you row 75 calories, which will be hopefully just over 3 minutes for me, and then finish. And that'll be done at noon on Saturday outside, and hopefully it's not too hot because
next Saturday, the 25th, high of 85.
Okay, that's pretty good.
That's perfect. You'll be okay. And I'm looking at the Kansas City. I did the Kansas City 10-day forecast on weather.com.
Because we could have ran into some real problems that day.
That's your only day outside, though, right?
Yeah, everything else is inside.
Okay, good.
I won't be baby oiled up, but sweaty enough that hopefully the pictures look good. And
I had a good sweat on last night, man. I was fishing in the sun, but I had a good sweat on.
It gets hot in the afternoons, man. That sun's beating on Earth all day. It's like it's toasty some of these days. It's been a hot couple weeks of training, so yeah.
You know, the subject comes up, it seems, once a year, whether the CyHawk game will continue into the future. It's been played continuously since 1976 or 77. I think we saw yesterday just the demand for it. So donor season or single game tickets went on sale on Monday. Thursday, general public opened up, and the CyHawk game was sold out in basically a matter of minutes. I mean, they put out the release yesterday that game was sold out. I think that shows Iowans want this game. I mean, every other game still has tickets left. Purdue has the most at 5,000. But your thoughts on the quick sellout of the side? Not a surprise, but it shows that fans love this game.
Yeah, it's not a surprise at all. It's such a big thing. I mean, we talk about this all the time. It's such a big thing for the state. I don't know if, as Iowans, because it's been such an institution of our sports fall, I don't know if we quite understand or forget
what it would be without it.
We take for granted, like, go to another state and they don't have this. Like, they don't have these. Minnesota doesn't have this.
Wisconsin
doesn't have this.
Illinois,
Nebraska,
you're nailing it.
I mean, all of our bordering states. I mean, Kansas State, but like, I don't know if it's, you got to go to like Auburn, Alabama, right? Like, it's got to be something closer to that.
Even what changes there is Texas, Oklahoma was always big, but it was a conference game, right? But it seemed bigger when it wasn't a conference game. I like, and Kansas State is a pretty fierce rivalry, but it's a conference game. You know it's going to take place. You don't have that you're like, you're going out of conference. You're purposely using one of your non-conference games to play this, and I think that even adds to it.
And for a state like ours that, Des Moines is our metropolitan area. We don't have a Chicago. The economy, this is so big economically. It's so big for, I mean, it sounds cheesy, but even just like, I still remember Spirit Week in elementary school, and I think they do it everywhere. It's like, hey, it's Iowa State week, and everything's about football that week. And on Friday, half your classmates are wearing Iowa State jerseys and colors, and the other half are wearing Hawkeye. I still remember being psyched because, like, I get to go out on the playground and I'm on the Hawkeye team, right? Like, it's little stuff like that like builds this community of Iowa pride. And it's like, I don't know, you take away from that, and I don't know the economic numbers, but I know it's huge. It's big for Ames when it happens. It's big for Iowa City when it happens. It brings people together that, every single person listening to this show right now, myself included, you have friends on both sides of the aisle there that are like, hey, we're getting together for the CyHawk this year, right? And it's, I don't know, you take that away and you have 3 opportunities in the non-con, and it just feels like in a world of college football where like a lot of shiny, fun stuff is sort of taken away, and it's kind of seems lackluster in a lot of areas. It feels like a miss to throw away a rivalry that feels very authentic. So,
All right. Do you guys think, is it possible that we've seen kind of an evolution? I mean, everything's evolving all the time. Some of these universities are now upgrading their non-conference schedules. 5 years ago, the play was get as many shitbags as you can to come in and non-con and tally up your wins.
We're still doing that at Iowa, all three.
Throwing darts.
He's right. He's right, because we're just a few steps behind. But now we do see some of these big universities signing up for these non-conference games, because the first premise that I wrote down, I was like, wait a minute. Travis is right. Iowans do want everything you guys have said is right. Iowans love this game. There's got to be a shit ton of money that's pumped into these communities when they're hosting a game like this. It gets the fan bases riled up, and there's this local, man, what you described there was like the last great American small town. I was thinking in my head, like, God, did Kluge grow up in the last great American small town? Like, Marshalltown in the early 2000s was it. It was our peak.
Let's not go that far, but
right. That's it. But but there's always been this conversation about getting rid of the game in the face of all of that. So, Travis, does that mean that the advantage for them to get rid of the game was just purely to get another non-conference win, guarantee yourself a third non-conference win? So do you
get yourself a home game?
Am I overthinking it and saying that some of these big universities have kind of evolved out of that? Some of them are starting to improve their non-conference schedules. Does that mean that will save the Iowa State game, or that?
What does an improved non-conference schedule do for you? It sets you up better for the college football playoff, especially if you were to lose a conference game, right? And that's why I think that would still continue even with expansion. I think if you go to 16, if you go to 24, you're still going to want quality wins against non-conference teams to bolster your resume. If you're to lose 2, maybe 3 games, you go, well, let's look at the body of work here, right? I mean, that's...
And it depends on the perception of your team and where they sit conference to conference in, the 3-year period of college football. Because, I mean, just looking at it between Iowa and Iowa State, it would benefit. For Iowa State, it does not matter. Right now, where the Big 12 sits, they're a 1-bid league.
They're going to be
they're going to be a 2-bid league as it expands. You're going to take 2 teams from the Big 12, right? Or ish, right?
Yeah.
A win against Iowa doesn't matter. You just have to be one of the 2 best teams in the Big 12. Have the first or second best Big 12 record. I don't know if a win against Iowa is what's going to do it. It's where you get into these spots where kind of like Iowa is at, where you're going to have a record that's now compared to another 10-2 team or another 9-3 team. And now it's like, okay, and then they start to play these games. Well, who has the better losses? Who has the better wins? And I don't know how far down the list. Again, it also matters like how good each team is, and that's where you get into the old argument of like, well, Iowa State's not good enough for it to matter. The last 2 years they have been.
They've won the last,
won the last 2.
If Iowa would have been in the conversation, let's say Iowa last year gets one of those games, or let's say we beat Iowa State and we beat Oregon.
You're in the playoff.
And they're 10-2. Let's say there's, they're like being considered, I think, who was it? Like, you're looking at like Alabama, Oklahoma, or some of these last teams in, I guess it was SMU, some of these other teams. And they're like, well, Iowa's 10-2. They would have sat there and said, Iowa State, quality win early in the season. CyHawk, like the people who look at that, they do understand rivalry in state. That's a tough game early on. In the earlier years, maybe some of the years that I played, they wouldn't have cared. They would have been like, Iowa State, that's not part of the resume that really matters. But it does matter how many teams get in from a certain conference, how many teams.
So in a roundabout way, you just said The game's more important to Iowa than it would be. I mean, and from that standpoint, than Iowa State.
I think
yes,
that he laid that out. Yeah.
It caveated with Iowa State puts out a decent product. If Iowa State goes 3-9 and we win that game, it's going to be tough for that to be called a good win.
Right.
But
it matters more because then the loss destroys your chances. I mean, then it becomes not just bad loss; it becomes holy cow, they lost to a 3-win team or something.
Yeah,
so
it forces a team like Iowa to then go 8-1 or undefeated in conference.
Yeah,
you've
got to overcome a big hurdle there. The other thing we're not calculating here, guys, with the money thing, because the other idea, Travis, is not just to get a win. If you were the economic side of it is, if we get rid of the CyHawk game, we have an extra home game every year. Right now, because fake Bob Vanderplas wrote in and said it's the annual Iowa State CyHawk game provides $9 million in extra dollars of revenue to the host town.
For the town.
I just Googled I just said, how much does Iowa make on a home game? Because what you'd be trading is the $9 million every other year for X amount of dollars every year. And it says that they make $3.2 to $3.5 million in this is just the AI machine in direct net revenue per home football game. And the home weekend generates between 16 million and 24 million in local economic impact. That's just a generic home weekend. So that's part of the math we have that they're doing also. It's not just, hey, if we throw in a third non-conference game here, if it's a team we're going to beat, not only do we get a W, but we also are going to make an extra X amount of millions every year. So it's again not enough. I hope they don't. I don't. But that's one of the reasonings behind getting rid of it.
You'd have to ask. You have to get Beth back on and ask, hey, how much money you making versus the other scenario? But yeah, I mean, it's part of it. Money's everything nowadays.
Yeah.
You for both teams, you add you drop it and it's like, okay, now it's a home and away every other year or two. Both teams now get home games every single year. You pay, Ball State to come in and get their ass beat for 60 minutes and be like, all right, cool.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully
I played in a couple of those that we had to skimmy out of, but
Iowa State may want that extra home game because they need to fill Cytown up. If you're going to,
I mean, we're kind of being smart asses here, but this is all very real. This is the math that they're doing. It's not, unfortunately, like none of the first 5 minutes that we talked about, which is like the fan experience, the fan love, Travis, even selling out the stadium. Man, they sold the stadium out in 7 minutes. They would want this game every week. Do the math on what that is. Do the math on them not on selling on opening up tickets, and they sell all but 2,000 tickets. That's
well, and they're looking at it right now. This actually impressed me. We make fun of Nebraska and their 300 million consecutive sellouts. That isn't true, but I was sold out 22 straight games or 22 or 25 straight games since 2022. That's impressive. I mean, and there's been a lot of nothing teams in there from lower tier Big Ten teams to the Northern Illinois of the world.
Yeah,
brand is strong.
It is
very good way to put it.
Very, very yeah, and to add even more convolution to it is that I don't know if you heard us earlier in the week, Tyler, that that Auburn Baylor neutral site game. What do neutral site games in the future look like? Because Auburn players have a pool of $6 million to split between 24 players and NIL money.
Up to 24 players. They don't have to give it to all 24.
I don't think the long snapper would be in that 24.
We were talking about you.
I said, Kluver's listening right now going, because I said, if you add the 22 starters, you add the punter and kicker, and then I said, Kluver's yelling at his radio right now. The damn long snapper deserves something.
I'll be honest, I would be fucking hurt. I would be hurt if that was.
What would that do to the locker room? Because this is legitimately, the contract says they have $6 million to split amongst up to 24 players. And then those 20, however many players are going to get paid, have to then provide a service that seems to be worth that amount of market value.
Man, we're in wild times.
We are.
I don't even. Why is it 24? Why is it?
I don't know why they did that.
What's that do to the locker room, Kluve? If you find out 17 dudes are going to split the money, or 12, or
man, you better hope that culture's good. That's all I have to say. And even at Iowa, we had an interesting interview. I think it was Logan Jones, who this offseason in our interview with him was like, part of our focus this offseason was setting up the structure and getting to know your teammates and creating a space where you weren't worried about how much the guy next to you was making. You weren't asking them that was all kept between the agents and Tyler Barnes and them. And it was more about building relationships and all this stuff. And I'm just sitting there thinking, like, there's locker rooms out there where somebody gets a deal and they come back into the locker room strutting because they just signed a $200,000 deal with Gatorade and everybody knows about it. And then the guy who's got $100,000 deal or no deal is sitting there and he's pissed off, and it's gonna create issues. And so something like that where it's built into a game, it's like, now we're going to play this game, but I'm not one of the 24, so I'm not as motivated to really give my best here.
According to AI, the 24-player cap and the Auburn Baylor NIL deal stems from the specific financial and promotional structure of the event. Promotional commitments, the NIL deal functions as a marketing contract. The 24 players are required to complete specific obligations, including social media campaigns, public appearances, media interviews, and advertisements. It makes everything more manageable, spreading out roughly $6 million total budget across smaller, manageable group, allows individual athletes to receive larger, meaningful financial guarantee, and the regulatory compliance, saying it's easier for athletic compliance departments to clear specific marketing deliverables and compensation for 24 players than to establish and monitor varying payout tiers for a massive 85. I understand all that, but if you're not one of the 24, sorry, man, you're number 25.
I mean, like, I understand all of it when I'm sitting in the accountant's office and we're going through the bookkeeping.
Yeah, that makes sense.
When I'm like Kluver just meant, like, when your name is up on the starting lineup board and you're the left tackle, but the left guard is making it.
All I can think about is guard
both made the list of.
Ross's internet's bad.
Okay, I didn't know if it was me or him.
No.
All I can think about is, like,
apparently
I snapped a couple game winners in my career. I had a couple big punts or half tackles in moments that, like, really mattered. And I'm not saying that I deserve more than others, but, like, it would really. Well, I mean, like, you go down and, like, you're part of gathering, Saquon Barkley or Jabril Peppers from not taking it to midfield and them setting up a game-winning drive.
More half tackles than Travis and I ever had. You're.
This is true. And I'm just sitting there thinking, like, I snap a game winner, or we run a polecat situation and, like, we score on that, and that's the decider in the game. And then we go back into the locker room and all the boys are celebrating because they just got, I don't even know what that is, $400,000 each or something like that. Yeah. And it's like, cool, man. I'm gonna go to.
I'm going to McDonald's. You're going to Fleming's to eat.
I'll take my $0 and but you're welcome for that snap, by the way. That perfectly. I don't know. That's That's crazy to me. Maybe they find a way to split it. Maybe they, between the teammates, you're like, hey, I've got you 6 that aren't on the.
That's what I was wondering if there's somebody at back. I mean, again, there's no real fair way to do it.
No,
because the guy that gets the $400,000, he's hitting hit with the taxes for all of it.
Yeah, I mean, and some of those guys, like, the quarterback rolls out there and wins a ball game and a neutral sited big game, probably deserves $400,000, right? Like, if that's your pool that you're pulling from, but I just don't know. I don't know.
Cliff, think if they did the 24 and they said, okay, we're going to add the kicker and the punter in, and you never punt, or the field goal kicker never has to kick a field goal.
Yeah, I mean, I remember the Purdue game my junior year. We got to the end of the first half and I realized I I haven't done a punt snap yet. Like, I looked up and I was like, we haven't punted. Like, we have a guy on the team right now. We have 2 guys on the team right now, me and the punter, that are like, we didn't even need to come. And then that guy gets $100,000. It's like, God, it's tough. Football rosters make it tough, man. 100 guys. That's why they cut them down in the first place.
I love that an accounting dude basically said, listen, it's going to be too difficult for me to try to keep track of 50 or 100 different payments. I'll do 24.
And that might have been from an internal, because Captain Kirk says Kirk Ferentz and Alex Golshar are doing the same thing in this situation. I don't know if would be the case. You may have compliance really go, hey, we can't do this. We can't spread, because you got to show value. That's the problem, because it all has to go through NIL Go. You have to show value. So you're going to take your 24 most popular branded players.
So a couple years ago, Torrey Taylor would have absolutely been in the top 3 or 4 of anybody's list of most popular Hawkeyes.
With that accent, he would have sold that.
Imagine a game, Travis. Imagine a scenario where he gets paid to be he gets one of the top dollar figures because he's one of the faces of the program, and then he doesn't even see the field.
Didn't even have to punt, mate.
It's making you even uncomfortable. You're like, I got it.
400 straight to the bank account, mate. Right? I'm going. Take you to the steakhouse. Yeah, dude.
Man.
He's making a lot more than that too right now.
When we talked about this, Clue, we were interested because somebody said, man, that's going to be interesting with the locker room dynamics. And I said, well, ask Tyler about this.
I think and I think they're already dealing with that stuff, right? Like, that sounds bad, but it's a little less bad when they've already.
That's true.
The long snapper's already in the locker room right now, and granted, he's making 50 to 100,000 more than I made. Missed the boat on that. Tough. But he's already looking at the receivers and the quarterback and the linemen who are getting 300, 400, 600, $1 million.
Yeah.
Mark was everybody knew Mark got paid over $1 million, maybe $2 million last year. They still seem to like the guy.
Do you think
so? There's a way to figure it out, right?
Do you think there'd be an advantage to this stuff all being public instead of it being 1 to 2 million?
100%.
Okay.
Now here's the issue with that. Then you're gonna get the pro stuff where it's like, this guy's being paid this much, and
market value,
and he went 1 for 8 passing, got pulled, then you're. But hey, you make the money, you got to suffer the consequences as well, right?
Go get him, buddy.
Go get him, bud. We'll talk to you next week from Kansas City. The one, the only, Tyler Kluver. Make sure to listen to his Washed Up Walk-Ons podcast.
He's got the glow.
And coming up in the next couple of weeks, you might be hearing a replay of the podcast here on the network. Just saying. Like right after the show on a Friday. We might plug that in.
Oh, I love that idea.
Yeah.
Love that idea.
If you're a DIYer and you like to do things yourself, Iowa Floor Covering can help you out. They have the materials, the flooring, and the know-how to help you out. So if you don't want to do it yourself, they can take care of it. But if you're a DIYer, they can help you. From VLP to tile and carpet. Head to iowafloorcovering.com and get started today on your new home project. Everybody have a great weekend. Ross, thanks for your time again today, buddy.
Love you, buddy. Talk to you soon.
All right, we'll see everybody on Monday. Bye-bye.
Start spreading the news, 'cause it's time to buy booze, and there's only one place to be. You can see all your friends, the good times never end, unless you're just loitering. It's Central City. We can make your dreams come true. No guarantee your dreams will come true. Central City. All this booze is waiting for you. Look at all this booze.
Hey everybody, Mason Miller, sales manager out here at Willis Infinity, and this month we have some exciting new offers going on. Right now you can get an all-new 2027 QX60 with rates as low as 2.9% plus $1,000 in special finance cash, or lease it with $1,000 in lease cash. Also, we're running low on 2026 QX80s. Get one now for 0% for 60 months. For more information on these exciting offers and more, visit us online at willisinfinity.com or stop by our showroom.
With the Iowa Lottery's new Millionaire for Life game, you could win $1 million a year for life. That could make you, my dream job is no job, you know. front row tickets to every show you near. Hire a personal glam squad for you and your bestie you near.
Yep, a little further.
Or just to never run out of your favorite pickles you near. With Millionaire for Life from the Iowa Lottery,
And these.
you can change your life for life. Play today.
Hi, Noel from Fiskus Jewelers. Thinking about popping the question? Take their breath away with a diamond you can trust. Rare and forever natural diamonds. Thoughtfully selected and pre-screened using advanced technology. If you don't see exactly what you're looking for, we'll custom design it together. Our experienced team is here to help you create something truly meaningful. And let's not forget about the guys. We proudly offer the largest selection of men's wedding bands around. Fiskus Jewelers, your jeweler for life.
Your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
Coming up now, Travis, Ross, and at least one opinion that will get somebody mad online.